Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Yolanda. So in today's video, I'll be sharing some French culture shock with you. I have done this video in the past before, but then there are so much more French culture shocks that I would like to share with you. So this is a part 2 of my French culture shocks. I think this is not just me. A lot of foreigners who move to France have the same experience, but then again, I'm going to put a disclaimer. This is my culture shock. To make this more easier, what is a culture shock? I'm going to read this from Oxford Language Definition. Says that it's the feeling of disorientation experienced by someone when they are suddenly subjected to an unfamiliar culture, way of life, or set of attitude. If you have been living in a particular country for a very long time and you move to another country, you are obviously going to face some culture shocks because you have been living in a particular country all your life. So if you move to another country, obviously you would experience things that are new to you, and that's so normal. So I'm going to share mine with you. So the first one I noticed is French people actually eat everything with bread, whether it's pasta, whether it's rice. They literally eat everything with bread. They clean their plate with the bread as if they are washing the plate. No offense, but I mean, we don't do this in Ghana. So it came as a culture shock to me because we also do eat bread, but we don't eat bread with everything. French people literally eat bread with everything. With They eat bread for breakfast with their hot chocolate or coffee or whatever. They eat bread for lunch. Whatever they are eating, they are going to eat it with bread, a baguette, and they eat dinner with bread. And they clean their plate with the bread. Like, I mean, sometimes I just watch them and go like, we are now. Came as a culture shock to me because we don't eat bread with everything, but French people literally eat bread with everything. Next culture shock is French people have a particular time they eat. And at that particular time, everyone needs to be at the table. So in Ghana, you can eat at any time you want. You just sit anywhere you want and eat. But in France, I realized that it's so important for them to sit together and eat. It's breakfast at 8 a.m. We must sit together and have breakfast in the morning. If it's 12 or 1 p.m. in the afternoon, they must sit together and eat like it's some occasion. We don't do that in Ghana, so it came as a culture shock to me. And the next on my list is whenever you get on a bus, you need to greet the bus driver. It's some kind of norm that everyone does here. You have to greet the bus driver, and when you are getting off the bus, you have to say bye, like au revoir. Bus drivers are highly respected in France, and it's very impressive. In Ghana, you get on a Trotsky. You don't even care about the driver or the mate. You just sit down and away we go. But in France, you have to greet the bus driver whenever you get on the bus. You have to say bye when you are getting off the bus. It sounds weird, but I'm kind of used to that now because I mean, I always greet the bus drivers when I get on the bus, bonjour, and when I'm leaving, merci, au revoir, and they'll say au revoir, bonne journée, and it's so surprising. But then, yeah, I've gotten used to it. So, but it came as a culture shock to me from the beginning. So, the next on my list is doctor's appointment. You know, you can book a doctor's appointment and you would literally walk into somebody's house, somebody's apartment. Most doctors have their offices in their house. So, if you book a doctor's appointment, you could probably be walking into somebody's house or somebody's room. In Ghana, when you don't even in Ghana, where are you going to book an appointment? You just walk into the hospital and tell them Dr. Mitiye Meya, Dr. Minaye Meya, and they have to attend to you. But in France, if it's not an emergency, you book an appointment, it could take a week or some days, and you see your doctor. And the next on my list is internet banking. I think internet banking doesn't really work here, although they have internet banking, because you can buy something on Thursday, Friday, and you are not going to see the deduction from your account immediately. You are gonna go through the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even before you see the deduction. Sometimes you even forget that you bought something. I'm always like this. I buy something and then I don't see the deduction right after, but I move into the next week and then I see you bought this for 28 euros. You bought this for 30 euros. I mean, who took my money? Because I didn't buy that day, I'm confused. And sometimes I have to think, what did I buy? And you don't even know what you bought. So I made a strategy that when I buy something, I write it down exactly how much the thing costs. So that when they deduct it from my account, I know that, okay, this is what I bought. Because this can be really confusing. Because it's called internet banking for a reason. But then, French people. So the next on my list is restaurants only open for lunch and dinner. You can't just walk into a restaurant at any time. First of all, you have to book an appointment if the place is not full. Luckily, if the place is not full, you would have a seat. But if the place is full and you do not have an appointment, I'm sorry for you. They only open in the afternoon for lunch and in the evening for dinner. So they have a particular time they open in the afternoon, which I think is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. After this time, you can't just walk in the restaurant to order for food. Lunch is over. They are closed and they are going to prepare for dinner. And dinner starts at 7 p.m. So before 7 p.m., you cannot walk into a restaurant to eat. You have to wait till 7 p.m. And if everywhere is booked, I'm sorry, you're not going to have a seat in the restaurant. This is weird because in Ghana, you can walk into any restaurant at any time and order any food you want, even at 11 p.m., 12, 1. But in France, it's different. The restaurants don't open at any time, they work according to their stomach. I say this because French people don't snack in between. They have breakfast. I think I spoke about this in my first culture shock. They have breakfast, they have lunch, and they have dinner. C'est tout. So the next thing on my list is people kiss in public. Public display of affection. I don't understand. I still don't understand this. You see young people, you see anybody kissing in the bus, and no one cares. Sometimes you see them kissing and no one is even looking at them, but I'm just looking at them like sometimes someone is going to poke their finger in my eyes because it doesn't make sense to me. No, it may make sense to them, but it's weird to me. It's a culture shock because you are never going to see even married people kissing in public, not to talk of people just in a relationship. The last time I saw two girls in the bus and they were kissing, and no one cares. I mean, no one cares. So the next on my list is how much French people smoke. French people smoke a lot. It's crazy. Aside the culture shock, it's not even healthy for your health. It's not good for your health. French people smoke so much. Some of them smoke up to 1 or 2 packs in a day. And in a pack, I think we have, I'm not too sure, is it 10 or 20 cigarettes in a pack? And some French people can smoke 1 or 2 parks in a day. That's really crazy. And the next on my list is businesses close down. Workers actually close down. The whole company shuts down because it's break time. From 12 to 2 p.m., if you go to the bank, nobody is going to attend to you because it's break time. If you go to a shop at 12, between 12 and 2 p.m., no one is, it's even closed. And that's like a huge culture shock because I mean, some people can work and others will go on break, and when they come back, others can go back. Everyone goes on break at the same time, and everywhere is closed when it's break time. So, if you have something to do from 12 to 2 p.m., just know that it's not going to happen. You have to go after lunch time. And this came as a huge culture shock to me because I worked in the bank when I was in Ghana, and when it's lunchtime, people still walk into the bank and they are still attended to. So this came as a huge culture shock. This is France, this is not Ghana. So I have to get used to it. And the last on my list is you can live in an apartment for name it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you will never ever know your neighbor. Not to talk of speaking to your neighbor, not to talk of going to borrow salt, not to talk of going to borrow blender from your neighbor. French people are on another level with I'm minding my own business. You can live in a neighborhood or in an apartment for so many years and not know your neighbor because nobody's gonna talk to you. Nobody's gonna, all they are going to say to you is bonjour, and that's all. You are not going to be friends with your neighbors. You are not going to borrow nothing from your neighbors. No salt, no pepper. Because in Ghana, not only your neighbors, even you can even go to the next street to borrow a earthenware bowl or blender or charger or something. But it's not like that here. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Just go to the shop and go and buy it. You cannot borrow, you cannot know your neighbor unless you try to do share. And even if you try and the person is not really friendly, yawa. I'm happy to share this with you all. This is my French culture shock. I'm sure there's more. When I chance on more culture shocks, I'm going to be back here to share it with you guys because it's fun sharing my experience in France. I think I should be sharing my experience in France more with you guys. So this is where the video ends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel. Let's become one family. Let's grow together. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.